What's up? Honor Hammer 26. I'm here to give you my ROH The Big Bang pay-per-view review. Overall, this pay-per-view, even though the main event kind of didn't make sense and stuff, I still thought this was an amazing show. I mean, honestly. I mean, yeah, it's going to hurt the overall show. This might have gotten to a 9.25. 9.5 if this had been before the main event. But, I mean, this show is going to take an overall little bit of a hit because of the main event. But still, overall, you had two matches, in my opinion, over 4.5 stars and over. Alright, let's get right to it. The first match on the card actually was not advertised. You had Phill Shatter, who is the NWA National Wrestling Champion. He's kind of like the secondary champion, and versus Zack Salvation, who is a local Charlotte wrestler. Basically, I just went there for a little bit and showed their stuff. Nothing all that much. Star and 3/4. Nothing all that much, but I mean, got to see these guys wrestle on ROH pay-per-view, which is pretty good for their debut. Then we got kind of the ROH opener, Davey Richards versus Kenny King in a Pick 6 series match. This match was actually very, very good. Got very good towards the end. Slow in a little bit of parts, but I definitely enjoyed it. Rhett Titus had a little bit too much involvement that I cared for, especially like in a Pick 6 series match. But, I mean, I didn't care all that much towards it. And anyway, Davey looked very good. Kenny King, I mean, he didn't flop. I mean, he had a very, very good match with Davey Richards. I mean, it could have reached the 4-star level, but it really didn't. 3.5. Then we got to the Butcher's Rules match, Erick Stevens versus the Necro Butcher. This match was very, very brawl-like, I guess. I mean, as an overall match, it was pretty good. I mean, I liked it, but I mean, it really wasn't all-around great wrestling match. But still, I mean, you really didn't expect it from these two. This feud will definitely continue past this match. They definitely set it up that way. The ending came out of a little bit out of nowhere, but I still enjoyed this match. 2.5 and. Basically, I mean, it's a good continuation match for the feud, and basically didn't ruin anything. Then we got to a very, very interesting match. I'll tell you that much. Rhett Titus versus Cassandro Exocito. Cassandro Exocito has a cross-dressing gimmick. Very, very entertaining. It's supposed to be him versus Magno originally. Magno, because Solar wasn't here, but switched down into the main event, or technically the main event. It really wasn't the main event, but technically it was. So Rhett Titus and Cassandro Exocito, kind of two very similar gimmicks, but this is probably the best Rhett Titus singles match I might have ever seen. I mean, perfect amount of comedy mixed in with real wrestling. Rhett Titus showed a lot to me here. This is the style of match he can do and get himself over with. I mean, this is a very, very good job. I definitely enjoyed this a ton. Cassandro Exocito did break his leg in this match. I think it was on the Tope con Hilo. He broke his leg and then did a missile drop kick and continued the rest of the match. And I thought, this guy's a lot of balls. Even though it's kind of a little unobvious with his gimmick, but you know, it was still very, very entertaining. 2 3/4 stars. I enjoyed it a lot. Then we got to probably one of the best storyline matches I have ever seen. Just with all the stuff that went on. Kevin Steen and Steve Corino versus El Generico and Colt Cabana. They teased Kevin Steen and El Generico touching Kevin Steen and being the aggressor on him the entire match. It was all around wasn't all that great of a wrestling match, but still was pretty good. Until we got the after segment stuff, which was just amazing. Definitely, really, really liked it all. And I don't want to ruin it for the people that didn't see it, but Generico looked on. Cabana looked very, very good. Kevin Steen looked great, and then wow. Oh, one thing I forgot to mention is that Christopher Daniels, for those of you not here, did return after the Davey Richards Kenny King match. Then during the intermission, you had Jim Cornette announced he will be returning at the May 7th Manassas show and the May 8th New York show. For those who didn't realize, I will be front row for the ROH in-ring return of Christopher Daniels, May 7th Manassas. I'm actually now stoked for that event. Not that I wasn't before, but even still now. And basically, Kevin Steen and Steve Corino, Colt Cabana, 2.5 stars. One of the perfect storyline continuing matches that I've ever seen. Then we got to 2 back-to-back matches which were absolutely awesome. The Briscoe brothers versus the Kings of Wrestling for the Ring of Honor World Tag Team titles. Wow, this match was absolutely awesome. Definitely, wow. The word that came out of my mouth at the end of the match was, wow. I just cannot believe it. Such awesome tag team wrestling. This is the best. Wow. I can't give this match justice. I mean, and this isn't the match of the night. just is very, very shocking to me. This is why, even though with the main event, this card still gets a 9. I mean, honestly. Wow. I don't want to ruin a lot of the spots for you, but the Kings looked so awesome. The Briscoes look. This is probably the Briscoes' best match since. Better than any match they had the entire last year. 08. Best match the Briscoes have had since, like back into 08 here. In a very, very long time. Probably, I can't think of one, honestly. Just, I mean, they have had way better matches than this, but in recent memory, like the past year and a half, they haven't had a good match as this, in my opinion. Just wow. And this is probably the best tag team match the Kings of Wrestling have ever been in, better than any of their previous Ring of Honor stuff or any of the stuff from Chikara or CZW that I ever saw them do. Awesome, 4.5. And it's not match of the night. Then we got to the Ring of Honor World Title 3. I was a little puzzled why this went on here, but apparently Super Parka did not arrive until Austin Aries has already made his entrance, so that's why. Tyler Black versus Roderick Strong versus Austin Aries. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. This match was absolutely freaking amazing. This would have gotten 5 if it was not for a little bit of stuff that happened at the finish. I cannot call this a perfect match because of that. But, besides that, absolutely flawless. Just everything I expected from this match and more. Holy crap, this match was absolutely amazing. Cannot do it justice. Honestly, if you did not see it live, I feel sorry for you. This is one of the, especially you guys are a fan of Ring of Honor, honestly, I'm going to say that because this is truly just one of the biggest nights in Ring of Honor history. And just a match that absolutely just blew the roof off. 2 of them. I got to see live. It just was absolutely amazing. And something occurred to me, this is the first time I watched a Ring of Honor World Title match as it was happening. I've never seen one live. So this is the first time I had ever seen one like physically live. So it was awesome to see that as well. 4 3/4 stars. Most years this would be my match of the year at this point in the year, but we've already had Michael's Undertaker, but it wasn't as good as that. So then we got to the main event, which I already kind of said stuff about. Blue Demon Jr. and Magno, who should have been facing Cassandro Exocito, but had to be changed here because Solar couldn't make it, versus Super Parka and Misterioso, who were originally supposed to be opponents but reformed their tag team. This match was just blah. It was not very good. I mean, there was some wrestling in it that was pretty good, but there was a mask taking off, which is disqualification, and they just continued with the match. They probably make some weird sense in some weird lucha way. I don't know. I mean, it was just kind of blah. If you order this thing or get the DVD, you can just stop after Aries and Black. You're not the 3 Aries, Strong, and Black. You're not missing anything, honestly. Ugh. But if this match just like moved up somewhere on the card where it didn't happen at all, it was like the dark main event, we didn't get to see it, this show would be one of the best in Ring of Honor history. Well, not one of the best in Ring of Honor history, but just an amazing show overall. But I still think the show is absolutely amazing. 9, which is amazing on my scale. More than worth the $14.99 that you would have had to pay to buy this. Honestly, it was amazing. I recommend this to anybody. 2 matches that are match of the year candidates and full viable contenders at that. Wow. I'll see you guys later.